Hi, welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. I've got Robbie with me. Let's just start. Actually, let me get your words before. Enjoyed today's game. Were you nervous?
No, I enjoyed the game, man. It's a really good game. I flew back from Turkey today, you know what I mean? And I tell you what, I was...
Where's the new hair?
Yeah. I heard you lot with the jokes, man. I heard you lot with the jokes about the hair, the teeth, and all them things. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that, bro. You know what? I saw a bag of people coming back, nose all bandaged up.
Serious?
Yeah, it looks like it's a big thing. But nah, man. Strictly natural. But listen, I was getting a bit worried, man, that I might miss the game. My flight got delayed and everything. So I was buzzing when I got here. And I thought we played all right. You know what I mean? The goal was a bit against the run of play. I thought, Gabriel, I'm like, what are you doing, man? You don't dwell on the ball with Mitrovic. That guy, you know what I mean? We all know he's, you've got to know your players. And you don't dwell on the ball when you've got a guy like Mitrovic bearing down there, because he's a strong guy. I said a few years ago we should buy him as a plan B.
Yeah, you did.
People were laughing at me, and you saw today. I think he's going to do well in the Premier League. But great comeback by Arsenal. I said it to some of the guys earlier that I was not worried when we went 1-0 down. I looked at the clock. I was like, there's about half hour left.
You telling the truth there? Yeah?
Honest to God. I looked at the clock, there's about half hour left. I said, we've got enough time to win the game. I wasn't even talking about draw. We've got enough time to win the game. Yeah, I'm quite, especially at home, I'm very confident in this team at the moment. So, it was a good win. Nice,
Rob. Let's get into the ratings then. Let's start with Aaron Ramsdale, because he kept us in it towards the end.
Aaron Ramsdale pulled off a couple of really good saves today. He's got a couple of them little moments though. He had that little moment in the first half where he kicked the ball and hit it.
Oh yeah, I did it.
If you are gonna do that and mess up, kick it hard. You need to knock the player out, so he didn't have a chance to get up and score the goal, right? No disrespect to the player, right? But after that, he pulled off a couple of great saves. His general wasting time and that at the end was brilliant. I love that about him. I love Ramsdale, man. One of my favourite Arsenal players. I'm going to give him a 7. Played well today.
And well deserved. There was a
couple of good saves.
There was a time the camera panned in on him, he did a little wink when he was wasting time as well. So we like all that.
Leno was wasting time and they were wasting time. And then obviously, as soon as we went 2-1 up now, he was just like... giving it back, and I loved it. You know what I mean? That's what I love about Ramsdale.
All right, let's go to right back. Ben White for you today, Robbie.
Oh, Ben White again. Another good performance. But he's actually keeping Tomiyasu out of the team at the moment, that would have been unthinkable last season. And I thought he played very well today. He's a very skillful player, you know? You underestimate how skillful he is. And I thought he played really well today. Some good defending. Did well against Mitrovic as well. Good. 7 for him as well. I thought he played well.
Okay, a lot of people worried about the aerial threat. Let's go into the centre-back pairing. Let's start with William Saliba, Robbie.
Again, man, this guy is he's got his own song, the whole stadium singing it, and they're playing his tune at the end. He's a Rolls Royce of a defender. That little, one time with Mitrovic, he just did a little chop back and said, where you going? The confidence of this kid who's 21. If Fofana's worth 75 million, he's at least worth the same, isn't he?
Or more. Well, it should be more.
Or more, because don't get me wrong, Fofana is a brilliant player, but I think, Saliba, imagine that, right? They played together at St Etienne. That was their partnership. Fofana and Saliba. We should have bought both of them, but no, he was superb today. 8 out of 10 for him.
8 out of 10. Okay, Gabriel Magalhaes. This is going to be an interesting one for you because he redeemed himself. But
do you know what, right? Somebody said this earlier as well. When you're playing in football, you make a mistake. It's how you respond. He made a horror mistake in a game we're in control of. Gives the ball away. We go 1-0 down. You could see his reaction. He knew it was his fault. I know some people are saying, the ball Saka played to him. Listen, you played football. My son plays football. They say trust your defender sometimes as well. They got a word in there say trust him. So sometimes you play a difficult ball. It's not every ball's got to be perfect, and not every ball's got to be when you've got loads of time. Trust your defender, but he got the ball. He could have done loads of things with it. He messed up. It's his fault. And nothing to do with Saka. But went down the other end and redeemed himself. Scored the winning goal. So how can I hate on him for that, man? You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna score him high. I'm gonna score him. I'm gonna give him an 8.
You're gonna go 8, yeah?
Because you made a horrible mistake. right? And you haven't fallen apart. A lot of players fall apart, innit? You go down the end and say, yo, you know what? You go and get the winner. He won the game. Yeah, 8.
Saliba did that as well when obviously he scored his own goal and then he come back and scored as well.
Seems like a weird score to give someone, but the mentality to do that after you've made the mistake, that you've 60,000 people in the stadium are looking at you and thinking, yo, why?
Yeah.
And then you go and get the winning goal. You see him when he scored, man. He was like,
his breath. Thank God. Thank God.
Thank God.
Let's.
I didn't want to face Arteta in that. We've seen all or nothing.
Soft.
Fucking soft.
All right, let's go to Kieran Tierney. Obviously coming into the Arsenal side.
I think he played all right. He played well. I think he's still coming back from injury.
Yep.
You can see he's still
trying to get back to match fitness.
He's not fully up to speed yet, but I thought he did. I thought defensively he was all right. Maybe not as good going forward as say Zinchenko, but defensively he was sound. I'll give him a 7.
7. Okay.
He did all right.
Mohamed El Neni in the midfield.
I think he did all right, but I agree with I don't agree with a lot of what Yardman says, right? But I agree with what he was saying earlier in that he doesn't. He's not Partey, where Partey can, put it through the lines and drive up players and that. He does everything neat and tidy. He don't let the team down. He's that type of player. So I think he did all right today. And remember, it's his first game of the season as well.
Yep.
So naturally, your first game of the season, you don't want to. Midfield's a very important area. You don't want to give the ball away. You don't want to make mistakes. So I'll give him a 7. I think he did okay. You know what I mean? He's just not Thomas Partey. And I would like to see us go and bring in, say, a Tielemans.
Just quickly, it's the right thigh of Thomas Partey again, a recurring injury. Are you starting to get tired of hearing this is early on in the season, he's pick up injury or?
Listen, he's a quality player. They've got to manage him, and that's why I think we should go out and buy. I think we should get like Tielemans, then we can manage him better. Just like we're able. Zinchenko today's got a little injury, a little niggle. Yeah. I don't think it was nothing big, but probably the manager's thinking, we've got Man United next week. I want Zinchenko for that game, so he can manage that injury because he knows he can bring in Tierney. Yeah. That's why we need Tielemans in. Then you can manage Partey. You ain't got we got lots of games coming up. Europa League, EFL Cup. You know what I mean? You got to manage this guy through the season. So.
And Ghana's in the World Cup too,
Ghana's in the World Cup. So, great point. So I'd go and get Tielemans.
Yeah, okay. I was surprised when he played in full time in the last game. He removed Xhaka instead of removing Partey. Manage his fitness, and we spoke about it that day. Manage his fitness. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Granit Xhaka. Let's just mention there, Granit Xhaka.
I thought Granit Xhaka played well today. Big up. I met some guys over in Turkey from Kosovo. And they were bigging up Xhaka. Xhaka's their guy. Big up to those guys I met from Kosovo, man. Yeah. They love Xhaka. They love. I'll tell you what, he's playing well this season.
He's been on fire.
I like him in this new position that he's playing in. And again, he played well today. Played well. Helped out in defence as well. Vocal, organising. I think the fans are starting to fall in love with Xhaka.
I agree.
They're starting to like him. You know what I mean? Every time I speak to a fan, they're like, you know what? Yeah, you know what I mean? They're coming round. They're really coming round, and that's good to see. I'll give him a 7 today. I thought he played well.
Yeah, well deserved, and definitely has a place in this Arsenal side going forward, even if we get a replacement, in my opinion. Let's go to Bukayo Saka for you, Robbie.
Quiet one for Saka. He had a poorish game. You know what I mean? But then you also got to give credit. I think the guy was marking him. I'm not sure who was marking him, but he played well. He didn't give Xhaka. He didn't give Saka any time. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a quiet game for Saka by his really high standards. Yeah. So I'd say this is where again when I'm looking at the squad, I'm thinking a Pedro Neto would be perfect because if he's having a quiet one, you can take him off. So I'll probably give him a 5 today. 5. I thought it was a quiet one for him.
Yeah, okay.
It was a quiet one.
Martin Odegaard, our captain, the broadcasters gave him man of the match.
He's my man of the match as well. He was brilliant. He was everywhere. When we went 1 goal down, he was the guy picking it up, driving into the little pockets, looking for passes. It was no surprise he scored. And I was just glad that someone because we weren't shooting enough. We were trying to score the perfect goal all the time.
He's a big culprit for that, but he got his goal.
He got the goal by shooting. It's a little deflection. It gets us back in the game, right? But he was brilliant today. He's pressing. Everything he did today, was top draw.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 9.
Okay.
9 out of 10.
Gabriel
Man of the
Martinelli.
match. I thought he had a quiet one as well. Yeah, I thought he had.
What's the controversy here, bro?
His corners were not perfect, although he brought one goal. But still,
I think they meant to do that anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Also,
Go on, stick. What are you thinking, Rob? Tell them. What are you saying?
no, I'm sticking to my point. Hey, ladies, not bullying me up. Kelechi can bully me, you know what I mean? I thought he's a bit quiet today. Serious. I thought, you know what I mean? There was even one time when he drove into the box. Great run. One of the few ones he did.
And he shot.
Square it back, he's trying to score from some ridiculous angle. And I just felt today that he wasn't... Listen, again, he's got high standards. But I just didn't feel... Again, I was looking at it and thinking, this is the sort of game, if I had a Pedro Neto, Saka or him would have come off. And I brought one, you know what I mean? But because them two are so good and they can do something out of nothing, I thought it was a quietish game for Gabriel. I would have given him a 6 out of 10.
That's 6.
No?
Cool. That's it. I said, I'm not going to let him bully me. They went,
You agree with that?
Yeah, 6. Let's go to the striker, Gabriel Jesus Robbie.
Jesus was super lively as usual, played well, but I just thought today's finishing could have been better.
Wow.
I thought he could have had a goal. He had 2 chances. I thought, I'm expecting Gabriel Jesus, again, high standards he set. I thought he should have scored a couple of goals today. There's one when he was sort of clean and he just hit it straight at the, Leno. There was another one when it sort of came to him and he just tried to side. Yeah, so again, by his high standards, I'll give him a 7 because again, he's still an influential player. I'll give him a 7.
I like that you're saying by his high standards. I love that you're saying that by many of the players in this Arsenal side now. You say
They've
by
all
their
got high standards.
standards.
That's the thing. That's what I'm judging them off for now, you know?
Okay. Let's run through the subs just quickly. So there's Eddie Nketiah, Rob Holding,
Excellent,
and Tomiyasu.
Rob Holding and Tomiyasu, they didn't
get missed,
so, you know, standard 5s.
Yeah.
But Eddie Nketiah, I thought when he came on, he was electric. He should have scored, you're right. He should have scored, but he played really well. He changed the game. He came on, the energy, the pace. They couldn't live with him. I want to see him score more goals. If he could add goals to his game, I tell you, this guy can achieve big things, but he's got to add more goals. He had a couple of chances. He had one-on-one today. I thought, come on, Eddie, you should have. But how can I fault is because when your manager sends on a player and says, right, go and change things for me. He did today. He changed it. Every time he picked the ball up, they were in fear. So I'm gonna give him a 7. I thought he did really well when he came on.
Okay, let's go to the referee today because there were some people on the stream losing their minds at some decisions he was making. But what was your thoughts?
He let a lot go, but he let a lot go on both sides.
It seems like the message for the refs this season.
He was listen, I always say, man, just as long as they're consistent. I think he gave them a little bit. I think he gave them a little bit too much, and he should have sent off their defender for a second yellow, and he bottled it. But I'll give him a 6. He did all right.
Okay, let's go to the manager that's had his 100th game today and got it with a win. Mikel Arteta, Robbie, for you today.
We've got to give him his props, man. 100th game. Yeah. Do you remember when we was at Wenger's 1000th game? 6-0 at Chelsea. I'll never forget that, man. But 100th game today, made good changes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The team are playing for Mikel Arteta.
Yep.
The fans love him. They saw them singing his name throughout the game.
Yep.
You know, I think he's doing some really good things there. I really, really want to see this guy succeed, you know? You saw in the documentary, he really does love the club, you know what I mean? So I thought today he got it right. He got it. The changes were right, you know what I mean? So yeah, well done to Arteta. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Did very well.
Yeah, big up Mikel Arteta. And then lastly, you was in there today, the fans. How were they for you today?
Fans were electric. Again, the atmosphere inside the Emirates at the moment is the best I've seen it since we moved into this stadium.
Wow.
On a consistent basis.
Yeah.
We've had moments there, you know what I mean? Played Barcelona and games out. It was electric. And beat Man United here, Tottenham's. But those are the big games, what you expect. Games like Fulham, a couple of seasons ago, the crowd was dead, waiting for something to happen. And then even when we score, it's kind of like, but it's an expectancy.
Yeah.
I think at the moment, the fans are really behind the team. They're really excited. And it shows, and the atmosphere is great, and it's feeding through to the players. And I think the fans were outstanding again today. The Saliba song,
you like that one?
throughout the game, yeah, that was brilliant. So let's give the. So yeah, I give him. I give the fans.
You're starting them off now. You're starting them off, Rob.
Saliba! Great song. We got the best songs here at Arsenal.
100%.
But great song. But no, the fans were electric today, and 9 out of 10. Brilliant. 10 out of 10. What about that?
Yeah, insane. 9. I was thinking, I was looking at him like, wow. 10. Yeah.
They're fantastic, right? We got big game against Villa. Want the fans to really be behind the team there. I think there will be. Night game's going to be a great atmosphere. And then the one I'm really looking forward to, and I know you'll be there as well. I'll be there. You'll be there. Old Trafford, man. I want to go there and smoke Man United, man. Serious. I mean, I was hurt last year. Man. We completely outplayed them and still lost the game. We've got to go to Manchester United, go to Old Trafford and make a statement. That's what I'd love to see Arsenal do. But so far, so good.
Well, big up. That's it for the player ratings. Let us know your player ratings in the comments below. Like this video if you like the video and subscribe. Big up. We'll see you on Wednesday after Aston Villa.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.